1, 2. What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What is good with everybody in here? robgradio.com, baby. robgradio.net. DJRobGRadio.com. DJRobGRadio.biz. And if I just say Rob G Radio, I'm talking about every last one of the radios that we have. International radio that we have right now. I mean, it is going down. You know what I'm saying? It is going down. But you know, everybody know how I feel about hip-hop. Everybody know how I feel about hip-hop. If you was growing up back in the days and you had, you know, Run DMC, you had LL Cool J, even if you had some of the Sugar Hill Gang records, anything from Sugar Hill Records, period, you know who was on that list. You would know who was on that list, baby. I mean, talking about, hey, from The Flash. I mean, Treasure Street. Come on. If I say Melly Mel, you know I'm talking about hip-hop. If I say Grandmaster Flash, I'm talking about hip-hop. But if I say these ladies, these beautiful ladies, that was the first female of hip-hop that laced wax, you would know what I'm talking about. You would know what I'm talking about if you really love hip-hop and live hip-hop. I am talking about the group sequence. The group sequence consists of Angie B, who we all knows now as Angie Stone. Yes, her. She was in that group back in the days. Just to let you know, she was in that group back in the days. And we're talking about, if I say Gwendolyn, then you wouldn't know what I'm talking about if I say Gwen, right? Nah, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about Blondie. I'm talking about Blondie. I mean, the main lady that I got on the phone right now, she's an icon. She's an icon. She is hip-hop, baby. She is when hip-hop first started out back in, let me see, 79, something like that. She was 17 years old. Some maybe was 18, 20. They was all in different ages doing their thing in the hip-hop era. I grew up in the hip-hop era. Y'all should have to relate to what we're about to talk about right now. What we're about to talk about right now, and she needs no introduction. And there's only one lady that I missed out from that, what I just said. And she goes by the name of, well, let me tell you like this here. I'm going to let her tell her y'all name. Let me know, let the people know right here on robgradio.com who I have on the phone with me right now. And this is real big. Who do I have on the phone with me right now? And what group were you in?
This is Cheryl the Pearl, and I was in the group, The Sequence. They call me Cheryl, and I'll tell you why, because I got such sexy bedroom eyes when I pop them out, and you look surprised I got you. That's who I am.
Hey. There we go, baby. Y'all know who we got right here, right? Y'all know who we got right here. Now, it's an honor. It is an honor to, you know, I'm speechless right now because, you know, like I say, I grew up in hip-hop. I got everybody that's right now that is tuned in from the Karama Sadaka and Friends. Yes, and those people is love. I know they love hip-hop. They admire you. I have all these people right here that is in robgradio.com and robgradio.com that is on here, and they're very excited. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
And we are also, you know.
And I thank you guys for inviting me. Irv, you know, you and Rob, I mean, y'all the best. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Hey, let me tell you something. I respect every legend of hip-hop. Every legend of hip-hop, you know, so I can say. And I thought I was going to be nervous, like I say. And, you know, we had a nice long talk yesterday, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I say, I grew up in hip-hop, and you was asking me, say, hey, what kind of questions you going to be asking me? I say, hey, I feel like I know y'all because I grew up with y'all. And these are the things I try to explain to some of the young cats out here today, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in hip-hop, so I kind of grew up with the music of hip-hop. And once again, I'd like to thank you, Miss Cheryl the Pearl, the legendary Cheryl the Pearl, for coming on here and giving me this interview, my first big interview ever.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Yes, yes.
Well, you're going to have many more coming because I got a lot of other pioneers coming through my company, like Bottom Entertainment. I have Powwow from Soul Sonic Force. I have the original Blondie from the Sequence coming through, and we're going to be releasing a whole lot of new music this year.
And y'all hearing that for right now from the legendary, the icon, Cheryl the Pearl. Now, Cheryl, Miss Legendary Cheryl the Pearl, I know there's going to be some questions in here. If anybody that's in this chat room right now have any questions for this icon, this legendary, the first lady of hip-hop, Cheryl the Pearl, y'all put it in the chat box right now, and I will actually send it back to her so she can answer the question. But the question I'm going to ask is right here is, Miss Cheryl the Pearl, the sequence. What I want to know, how did it all got started? I mean, how did the sequence get started? I mean, the first lady, the first female group that ever laced wax, period. How did this group get started?
We're the first female rap group to sell 500,000 units in a 3-week period with an original rap record. And that's what I like to let people know too. We probably were the first group, period, to have an original rap record. I wrote Funk You Up when I was 17, and Angie, Gwen, and I, we all lived in the same community here in South Carolina, and went to the same school, C.A. Johnson. And me and Angie used to get in a lot of talent shows and with cheerleaders and a big part of our school. And so after that, we would, do the talent shows, and then I decided I wanted to put a group together, and I used some other girls before them, and then Angie used to hang with me. She was younger than me, so she used to hang with my sister, and she would always like to be around me. And Cheryl, I can sing, and I said, okay, well, me and you will do it. And then Gwen, she hung with me, because she was older, so me and her did a lot of nice stuff together. And so she became a part of the group, and we went to the Township Auditorium here in Columbia, South Carolina. That's where we were discovered at. Miss Robinson happened to be backstage, and we couldn't get in because the guy that promised us, passes to get in, it didn't happen. And it happened that this guy named Harold used to work for Miss Robinson, was walking through and saw us out there, and he kind of liked Angie, so he was like, I'll get y'all through. Come on, y'all come in with me. And he got us in and got us backstage, and we kept saying, we want to do this, we do this. And they was like, well, you leave a tape. Another guy named Nate Edmonds said, leave a tape. I said, we can't leave no tapes. We're not leaving no tapes. Somebody got to hear us. We did that with Earth, Wind, and Fire like a couple of weeks before that, and God said, leave us, give me the cassette. We was like, nah, you got to hear it now. So Miss Robinson, Nate said, send the tape. Miss Robinson said, I'll hear you now. Go ahead and do what you do. And so we started singing some songs that we had wrote, and it didn't catch her right then. And as we was going out, I think Gwen or Angie said we didn't do Funk You Up. And she said, come on back in and do it. And so we said, okay, we didn't want to do it because we thought that, her being an older lady, they would catch it that we trying to be,
right,
a little young and cocky doing our thing or whatever. And we wanted to keep that respect there. So when we started singing it, we just went, we're going to funk you right on up. We're going to funk you right on up. And she said, don't say another word. She said, do y'all rap? We said, yes, ma'am, we rap too. But we had prepared raps like earlier that day, so in case somebody asked us to rap, we could do that too, since the Sugar Hill Gang was already a rap act. So she said, hold on 1 minute. She went and called for the band members, which was Doug Skip and Keith LeBlanc at that time, the drummer. They came in the room that we was in. And she said, y'all start singing that again. So we just kept singing, we're going to funk you right on up. We're going to funk you right on up. Then the bass came in, and the bass started doing what it was doing.
Right.
Guitar player started kicking in. Then the drummer started doing his thing. And we started jamming back in the room. And she said, Blondie, you come in first. And Gwen, my name is Gwen, but they call me Blondie. I'm better known as the one and only. I'm 5'2", built so fine. Then everybody that was backstage started coming in.
Woo.
When Gwen finished, she said, you come in now, Cheryl. Now, they call me Cheryl, and I'll tell you why. 'Cause I got such sexy bedroom eyes. When I pop them out, you look surprised. I got you and you're hypnotized. Then she said, Angie, you come in. Say, Angie B, here's what they say. I got chocolate hips and the Milky Way. And I feel like a millionaire on a cold car with silver lace. Everybody calls me Never Wrong, 'cause I'm a freestyle freak with the funky song. And that was it. That sealed the deal right there.
Right.
And next week, she said, I'm going to call you girls next week. She said, and I'm going to send you airline tickets. I want you to come to Jersey. She said, I'm going to make y'all stars.
Wow.
And what you got there is enough to make you stars. She said, and I'll send for you. So the week went by, like Wednesday getting close to the weekend. We was getting kind of nervous because we didn't hear from her. But she called Gwen on her job and told Blondie, she said, you girls ready to come? And Gwen like, yeah, we're ready, And she said, well, your tickets will be at the airport for you guys Friday. Just show some ID and come, and somebody will pick you up from Jersey. And once you get to Jersey. And we talked to our parents, and of course they didn't want to let us go, and especially Angie Mama, because Angie was only 17 at the time.
Wow.
But Gwen, I was 18, Gwen was 19. And in fact, we got discovered on Gwen's birthday. She was 19, turning 20, 20th of that year. I was 18, turning 19, November the 19th of that year, and Andrew was 17 and would be 18, December 18th of that year.
Right.
So all of that kind of like, whoa, 5'2", 5'3", 5'4". We had a lot of combinations there that, kind of made us pick that name as well. And so our parents agreed to let us go. And like I told you last night, my grandfather put some money in my hand, said if it don't work out, get on the bus, get on something and get back here.
Right.
But we're going to let you go. And so we got on that plane. When we got to Jersey, Harold, the same guy that got us in, was the guy that picked us up. He took us by the studio. Then Miss Robson told him to take us to, take our bags to the hotel and bring us back.
Oh.
And asked us did we want anything to eat or anything. And so they had a whole bunch of food, chicken, pizza, all kind of stuff up. And so when we got there, the band was in there plugged up, ready to go. It was for us to come in and get on the microphones and started to sing so that they could put it where we needed it to be at.
Right.
And that's what we did. We did that. We stayed in the studio. It was morning when we came out. Like, not morning. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day.
Wow. That's called putting in work.
Yeah, the record was finished. Everything was finished that night except I think we had to put hand claps in it. We was like, why do you want to put hand claps? That's going to mess it up, But the hand claps just enhanced it and made it even stronger. And we did that. Ms. Robinson did all of her touch-ups and that she needed to do as producer to put it right and put it in place. They mastered it, mixed and mastered it. And that Sunday night, after we came out of the studio, that Sunday night, it went straight to Frankie Crocker, God bless his soul.
Wrong.
BLS in New York.
Oh, man.
And he played it.